Hey there, welcome to the Lumiere channel. Welcome to this. It felt so right. It felt so right, right? The dynamic, it just felt so right. Why didn't it work out? That's something that I feel, I don't know, period. I feel, so if this is something that you're also interested in knowing, don't punk yourself. If you can't handle, if you're in a soft state and you don't want to hear that, I don't know what to tell you. Like, what I'm picking up is what I'm picking up and is what I'm going to say. That's the best way that I can serve you. Hiding things from you that I'm seeing, I don't want to do that. So if you're not ready to hear whatever might come out, don't watch it. Don't watch it. Don't force yourself to watch it. Nobody's freaking, putting your head over the basin and being like, drink it. Don't. If you think that you can handle it to see and give it food for thought, right? Entertainment purposes or educational purposes, whatever you want to think of it. If it's something that you might want to chew on, masticate on, listen. But if you can't handle it, don't come at me in the comments for how you reacted to something that it's your reaction, baby. I can't. I'm not going to be up in here being like, you did this to this person and you deserve, I'm not going to do that. But come on, don't put your reactions on me. But do watch if it's for you and you're genuinely curious to know, what, it felt so right. WTF. That's what I'm going to be looking at. Why it didn't work out when it felt so right. That's what we're going to be looking at. We are doing this for damn near everyday love readings. And currently there is a giveaway. And by this point, the I Love You But deck has been released. This deck may feature in this reading. It might. It might. So anyway, without further ado, let's get into your timestamps. They will be in the description box below. And if you are participating in the giveaway, your giveaway prompt will be in your individual reading. And what else? You gotta write your giveaway prompt in the pinned comment. If it is not in the pinned comment, it will not count towards an entry for the giveaway. Also, go read about the giveaway on the community section tab. There's a huge thing that says giveaway. You can read all about it there. The grand prize is the I Love You But deck, as well as some readings, and the second and third prize are some readings. So either way, I think everybody wins. So I'll see you in your pile, my friends. Bye-bye. Hey, pile number one, why didn't it work out? It felt so right. Why didn't it work out? I've not seen this reading in this way before, or at the very least, my intention. I haven't seen this intention before of it felt so right. Because sometimes things feel so right, and it's but why? Why did it even feel so right then? I don't know about you, but I get real in my feelings about things like that. Even especially in in love, but especially in non-love. In my businesses and my business ventures. Are you kidding me? This opportunity felt so right. That idea felt so right. How could it not have, the audacity that it didn't work out? I'm gonna have to put this higher. I'll raise you up. Yeah. Okay. Here and now, I promise to love faithfully. Don't mind me. Just out here trying to swing. Why did it work out, Spirit? Yeah. Okay. This sucks. Spirit is definitely acknowledging that this was unfair to you. But then, I would side-eye Spirit. It was an unfair situation. I think it was an unfair circumstance. I think this person had some leftover stuff. That's a lot of cards, but I guess we out here. This person that it didn't work out with, Page of Pentacles in reverse, Princess of Discs in reverse. I think they weren't in a state to be ready. I think they had other things going on, and there was a connection, obviously, or, you know, you wouldn't have clicked on this, that you felt and the like. But there's just also this thing where this person was not ready. They were ill equipped to, yeah, they were not in a state to receive this connection. That's pretty much it. This person was not in the state to receive the connection. They had either just gone through something that was still bothering them, right? It was still something that was looming quite large in like their legend, in their mind, something that was still very much like affecting them. And I think it was the meeting of you that also, dare I say, flagged up to them that, no, buddy, like you're not healed, like you're not ready. I think it was the realness and the reality of whatever you two had, whatever you were feeling towards them, that whole, it felt so right, we connected, or whatever that was for you, that look they saw in your eyes, or the energy you were emitting, it just kind of was like, it resurfaced the parts of them that were not done yet with the previous situation. For some of you, this person went back to an ex. Physically, they went back to a former lover, and that's why it didn't work out. I think there's something about you two and your dynamic that just kind of made them realize, or pushed them back to trying to work things out, or I don't know, maybe it was just the timing of things. But yeah, I think this person, definitely for many of you, this person went back to an ex. This person went back to a past participle. What? This person went back to a past thing. For some of you, this could have been a mental past thing. Again, some wounds or whatever in their being had bubbled up from the past stuff that they needed to now attend to. I think this person, like, they may have been doing something, like this connection may have caught them off guard. I don't know, you guys. I'm not picking up that this person had like major cataclysmic feelings for you. I'm really not. What I'm picking up on is maybe just like some regret, some shame, some I'm getting the energy of, I wanted to play. I was in a playful mood. I wanted to play. I'm getting the vibe of someone who is like, I'm just gonna, like, in order to get over somebody, I'm gonna get under someone else. Not just like, I want to play, I want to go, I want to have fun. And then it's like, oops, somebody actually fell for me. And oops, there are consequences to this. And oops, I'm actually not fully over that other situation like I thought I was. I think I need to go back and deal with that. If I am ready to be with someone, then let me go back and see what I can do about that. Or I think I need to like take care of myself and like really think about myself, because if I continue like this, I'm going to keep hurting people and continue to perpetuate what I went through with other people. I need to like pull back. For others of you, they were approached by someone from the past once there was this sort of like, I guess, like energetic release of what you two were sharing, or what you felt, or what they felt you were feeling. I think the part of them that was holding on to that other thing may have relaxed that energy enough for the other person to sort of pull back in on their life, and they kind of went, oh, this is something I think I want to deal with. This is something I think I should consider. There may have been children involved in this situation. Children is here in the reverse. I mean, I don't understand why it's in the reverse. Maybe if you're dealing with somebody, maybe they have grown up children, or somebody was pregnant, and they found out, or something like that. There may have been maybe a young child or grown-up children that played a factor in this. Children are a factor. It's just really weird that it's showing up in the reverse. We did get the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. So it's almost like them not wanting to move on maybe until their children are grown, if they have kids. Until their children are grown, them wanting to sort of stick around and like sacrifice for their kids or like family, and what that means. I think this person, keep an open mind in the reverse. I do get the feeling of this person trying, like this person trying to move on in some type of ways or not really moving on, but then in their trying to move on, they actually find purchase in something that they can move on, which sort of spooks them into like, oh wait, like I think I need to deal with this other very real situation. It's like a dose of reality almost like hit here. This was an unfair situation. This was an unfair circumstance. I think there were things that, for sure, from what I'm seeing here, things that were pre-existing in this dynamic with this person, with you maybe, or in the circumstances of your meeting that definitely were not entirely conducive to this thing working out. And those things did play a factor in why it didn't work out. It was definitely a thing. I think even though y'all were trying to maybe go with the flow and try to make things work, etc., it just didn't work out because like it was just too much against. I think this person had a lot to think about. They had a lot to think about, and you may have met them during a respite phase. Yeah. And they did have, I mean, Unfinished Symphony does talk about like having feelings. I'm not sure if they just dipped. Like, I'm not sure if they just dipped, if they just disappeared, if there was like an unceremonious closure to this dynamic, right? Like, it didn't have a proper like, hey, okay, bye, I have to, you know, it just sort of like maybe stopped. We do have the King of Swords here, so I don't think you guys are talking. I think there may have been some no contact situation, something where somebody just sort of dipped. And like that sucks. That really, really sucks. I think perhaps there's something that happened in their world that they just kind of went like, I'll do it later. Let me just take a hot break. But that hot break extended, and it's sort of like someone maybe then committed to the break. If it just kept on going and going and going and going and going. I think this person was trying to figure out some stuff in their world, but you sort of like suffered for it. With Y in the reverse, it talks about like subconsciously denying the truth that drives you toward what you actually I'll just read this. Sometimes subconsciously denying the truth may drive you toward a specific outcome that actually aligns with an intention hidden from your awareness, right? So this is being an unconscious creator. For example, you may want to be prominent in your profession, but your desire is not really about sharing your talents, but about making yourself feel better because fame would cause people to admire and approve of you. Or you may want to reunite with a partner who rejected you because you believe that your love continues to be strong, but deep down, what you really desire is to have the last word with that person. Now is a time for deep soul searching of the why that drives your choices. What you uncover will set you free and bring you even closer to the happiness you seek. And I think that's something that they tried to do, to go deep and understand, what am I trying to do with number one even? Like, what am I even trying to do here? I've got so much other stuff to take care of. And I've been running away from that stuff, but it just keeps building and building and building. And it's now affecting stuff with number one. Like, I've poisoned this thing with number one now. What am I trying to do? And in that like thinking space of trying to think, I think they just disconnected. It just feels like they disconnected and they got carried away by those thoughts and took no action to fundamentally maybe like say something or do something. That's really like the majority that I'm picking up with here. If this person did let you know like, hey, this is what's going on, blah, 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 then great, good for them. But I'm really just sort of picking up somebody who did not speak with all these swords. Like, No. They just sort of went their own way and traveled away. This could have something to do with distance. This could have to do with travel. This could have to do with, yeah, like long distance in some way. And that sort of being something that also an environment that aided and abetted this situation and the whyness of it all. I hurt you and I may continue to. I'm trying. Yeah, this is this. I hurt you. This is this. I'm trying energy, but then it just became pain. Like they didn't explain. I'm not picking up on anybody who really like explained. Hey, tell me. This is the I Love You butt deck, by the way. This is the a grand prize. This is a deck that's actually, I believe, if you go to the Lumiere.live website, you will find a link to purchase the deck. It is now officially on sale. Love that for us. I'm so excited to see this deck bring like life into all the readings that people do. Oh, I gotta give you your prompt, don't I? Your prompt number 1 for the giveaway, you gotta type it in the pinned comment. Say it with me, the pinned comment, for it to count as an entry towards winning the deck and readings and those fun prizes. The prompt is unfinished business. Type unfinished business in the pinned comment. Tell me about children. What is the meaning of children here? Oh. Thank you. Tell me about keeping an open mind. This deck is great for clarifying itself, clarifying other decks. There's over 290 messages. And it still fits in the palm of your hand. Like, it's still such a cozy deck. I love this deck. I love it so much. It's just bae. It's everything. It's everything. It's everything. It's everything. Children is clarified by being around you feels like home. I think you overreacted. Please understand me. I want to understand you. And you are very important to me. I think this person, when it comes to like children being a factor in this, if children are here, which, I mean, it's present, family is important to this person, right? I feel like if this is an ex and they have family with them, kids with them, or it's a long-time ex and there's a lot of ties, or someone had a baby, if there are children involved in this situation, that is a huge factor. I don't know if someone can't have kids or someone doesn't want kids. I'm not sure how much of a role that played. It could be. But I think there's something here about this person really wanting like kids or to be with their kids. You know, I think their love life is more than just the partner. It's also being close to their kids, watching them grow, being a father, being a mother, and being participatory in those like rituals of life, right? Where you are seeing them grow, you are disciplining them, and just being part of society in the way that like being a parent is, being a part of their education, being a part of like teaching them things, spending time with them, scolding them, like those pleasures that when you're a parent and you enjoy being a parent and you see it as a gift are very important. And I think that's something that was very difficult for them. I don't know if you guys talked about kids and maybe, you know, someone was like, I don't want kids, or maybe that's you. Like maybe you're the one who's really, you know, about kids, and perhaps that was a point of contention. Maybe someone has kids and the other one doesn't, and it's like, I don't know if I'm ready to, any of that stuff may have come up maybe in passing or in actual conversations, but that's something that was quite important. I mean, obviously it came out. Please understand me. I want to understand you. This could definitely go for you as well. Trying to understand each other in a mature way. Like, please understand like why I'm leaving. Please understand why I can't. Like, there's things I have to do. There's obligations that I have that transcend whatever feelings I might be having. There's just a bit more that I think I need to look at, and this connection has helped me sort of recognize that in a roundabout way. But also, I think this person wanting to be around their kids if they have them, or to have kids, to understand and like see themselves in their kids. Please understand me. I want to understand you. Maybe their kid said something about being with their ex baby parent. Maybe there's, if someone was having a child and they found out about it, they're just kind of like, I want to be able to be there for my kids, something like that. And there's also stress around children. There's definitely stress around children. Like, this isn't all just like, I love kids, la la la. Like, there's stress around the fact that children are involved in this, if that's your particular story. May not be for everybody, but for those that it is, children truly were a factor in this, and they were a stressor. And someone maybe tried to downplay that, but in reality, it was definitely more than what they were trying to downplay and hide. We have keep an open mind clarified by it's in your head. There's the mind. I'm bad for you and I don't know what you want me to say. I think this is a loss of words. This is a loss of words. Definitely, I don't know what you want me to say. But when I look at keep an open mind in the reverse, I always think about someone who's a little bit closed-minded. Someone who's wanting to do things their own way, their own way, their own way. I think this person had also interference from other parties outside of the third party. I think the third party was also accompanied by friends, family, institutions, codes of conduct, that type of stuff that were on their end, or maybe your end and you two being together, that they felt were problematic, or at least that did affect the relationship, the dynamic that you two had, if not what they thought, but were actual functioning aspects of this dynamic, and why it didn't work out, even though, you felt this strong connection. I think the reality of it, truly the reality of it with here and now, even just the reality of this dynamic, I think is what made it not really work out well. I think trying to think about the future, trying to think about the past, especially the past, it was a lot of, dare I say, like baggage, just a lot of bags coming through to a space that was too young for it. Trying to have something great, but in a place that is difficult to, and just thoughts of the future, thoughts of the past, and will this really work out? Is this really worth it? Will this be accepted by my family, my friends, my whatever? Like, all those things just took away from the now, and gave it just such a catastrophizing, and in a positive and the negative, catastrophizing in that, like, oh no, things will never work out. But then when they were in the mood for things to work out, well, those moments where you're like, wow, this is really good, and they were really like trying and present, that was them like living in a glorious future that also wasn't based in realism. Like, this thing needed to be more grounded. Like, have the past is real, the future is a desire, but also like, let's try to make the present something that's just exists, something that's real. This I think this thing didn't have a chance to get off the ground in like a real way. I think there were pockets of time when it made sense and it was really nice, but some of those pockets were then tainted by like this beautiful future that they tried to present or believed in, but then it was also tainted and affected by this like mucky past that was going on with them or whatever this dynamic had. And so it was just dirty. It was just too much dirt. I just feel like this thing had a tough time getting off the ground in any sort of like real way because there were so many other factors involved. Here, I think this, it's almost like if like, okay, I'll lose, like this person had been divorced for 2 years or whatever, like that's enough time. It is. And that's why I'm seeing like this Ten of Swords, like that's enough time. But then there's also those things where like the swords, I don't know, like there's just this like deeper layer that then bubbled up that like needed to be addressed and stuff. So this is what I have for you. I have already given you your prompt. It's unfinished business. I'll see you in the next one. See you tomorrow. Go comment there. And I'll see you next time. Okay, keep it light and good luck. Bye-bye. Hey, number 4. So again, like I just really sometimes wonder, especially more so in like career stuff, when something feels so right but it doesn't work out. Like how dare, like how dare the audacity for it to feel so good, and it not work out. So why didn't it work out? That's the question that I'm asking today for you. Why didn't it work out? Now, this is love, right? So it's part of damn near everyday love readings. You can use this for something else, I guess, but I'm going to be talking in terms of people. You can extrapolate as you need to if you decide to deviate from the reading and do your own thing. I do encourage that, but you'll have to do that at your own, in your own way. Okay. It felt so right. Why didn't it work out? This thing felt so right. Like, I was not expecting the message from Spirit in this as an answer to be like, yeah, you're right. It felt so right. 8 of Wands. Absolutely, it felt so right. Blessed. We're going to look at this because this I believe holds the answer. I don't like blessed in reverse. I think that message is, it's harsh, but it also doesn't make sense. Like, harshness is fine, but it just doesn't track. I'll read it to you though. But oh, I get it. I get it. I just seen who else is here. I seen who else is hanging out. I get it. So it felt so right. It felt so right, truth be told. And even Princess of Wands, it felt so right. 9 of Wands, it felt so right. Look, this thing with this person or whatever thing you're checking on here, this thing felt so right. And dare I say it, it may have been really, really right, actually. So why didn't it work out? Because it felt so right. I think for you, number 4, it felt so right that you committed fully and perhaps didn't take care of yourself, didn't take care of other things in your world. You gave yourself fully to this connection, this thing that it was too much. It was force feeding. It's like overwatering your garden. There is such a thing. There is such a thing as overgiving, right? We have to be given too as well. And no, even if we find a partner who's perfect for us, we still have to go through the motions of the dance of love, of attraction. You still have to play your part and allow other people to play their part. This could have been maybe you smothered the person. I don't want to say it like that, but maybe it was, oh, I might have to say that differently. Someone got a little upset. Maybe you did too much because you was so happy about it. And that may come from you believing that it was going to leave you. That may have come from you believing that you are not worthy of this thing. Sometimes when we get too excited about something, it really does show, it reflects something back to us. I'll use a personal example. I'm so thirsty to be explored, right? This is the truth about Luce Lumiere in her love life. I'm so thirsty to be and feel explored by a partner. So much so that I'm pretty sure I fell for a guy because he asked me 3 questions and I started looking at him like he was just everything. Now, we did have a strong connection. You know, it was a whirlwind romance. I tell you what, my God. But it's one of those things where it's like, my aunt and uncle, they said something once. They said, we want to show our kids money and teach them about money so that when they get older, they don't get excited when they see money, right? If you're getting excited when you see money, it kind of presupposes that you're not used to money. So if I get excited about being asked a couple questions by some dude and all of a sudden I'm like giving him the googly eyes and giving him my number easily and freely and just like giving me on a platter, which is not bad, right? It's not bad. It's just sometimes you gotta watch the energy with which your stuff is coming from. Then it's I don't know. It just shows yourself that you're not used to that kind of treatment. So showing my ass again, when I have guests over, I don't have guests over. So when I have them over, I get so excited. I start showing, I act like a 5-year-old. Oh, look at this. Look at this thing I did. And like I said, oh, look at that. Like I get so hyped, you know? And I think that's what this was. It felt so right. It felt so good. It felt like this is the one. This is the thing. This is the yes. That's why it didn't work out. The part of you that was starving for something about this dynamic it needed to be fed first. That's why they say when you're going to go grocery shopping or shopping, eat first. Because if you go hungry, you're going to be buying all sorts of stuff that you just don't need. You know what I mean? Like you're going to go home, spend more money. You're going to spend more money at the shops, go home and be like, oh man, I bought all this stuff. Why? Because your mind, the mind that was operating was the mind of starving, right? The mind of hunger, not the neutral mind, not the grounded mind. It was the mind of just passion and desire to create and to move things forward. And I want to let you know it's not bad. I'm not saying if you're excited about someone, it's bad. I'm not saying if you want to give yourself to someone on a platter, it's bad. Because clearly my guy was into it. Okay? I'm straight. I'm good in my love life for the most part in the ways that I am. And even when people come over, they're like, all right, Luce, you're excited. And I'm like, yeah, I know I am. But look at this, look at this. They're still my friends. They're still my people. And even then, when you buy all these things at the grocery store, you're still gonna eat them, maybe. But it's just the idea of like approaching something in a more grounded way. Those things, that excitement / maybe anxiety, right? Because those two are sometimes 2 sides of the same coin. 2 sides of the same coin. But it's the one that we relate to the most, right? So it's telling us something. It's feeding us an information piece about ourselves that we need to know. That's telling us that, hey, you're actually depleted in that. And maybe you should try finding ways to feed that so that you're not using this relationship to feed it wholly. And actually allowing this relationship to feed you as well. Not you working for it, right? Not you being the air, the sun, the stars, the water, the gardener, and the fruit. Like you allow to have an equal exchanging of gifts, an equal exchanging of energy with you and this person. And I think that temperance, that temperate balance here was missing. And that's why it didn't work out. Blessed talks about humility and unearned gifts. I think this is them. They didn't feel like they earned it. They didn't feel like they earned your behavior. So it's almost like you like love bombed them, maybe. I'm gonna take a drink to that. Because that really makes us think about love bombing in a very different way from how it's usually talked about in society. Usually, oh, love bomber, red flag, go away from them. But this looks like somebody who may have love bombed somebody. But you weren't thinking, I'm a love bomb this person. Most love bombers, I don't think are thinking that either. Like, I mean, maybe. I look at the world in a very interesting way. But I give people the benefit of the doubt, right? I don't think someone's going like, who am I going to love bomb today? Some people do, right? They've got to pick up artist tricks, but others are just genuinely excited about someone, and that excitement, it bubbles over, and they want to tell you everything they're feeling and wanting and desiring, and it's like, but I didn't earn that. Why are you doing this? And that's because in them, there's something that obviously they desire you. That desire is real, but there is something about that makes the receiver of that go, wait a minute, no, what's wrong? What's going on here? Like, why you don't even know me? Or you like, I don't know if I haven't done anything to earn that. Sometimes we really do need to play the game. And it's not, I guess someone's gonna get so mad. It's not a game. You can love someone freely. It's just also allow them to love you, right? This is an example of two people are sitting on a couch. They're hanging out. Your person says, oh, are you thirsty? And you go, yeah, I'm thirsty. Are you? And they're like, yeah, I'm gonna go get some water. You want some? And you go, oh, no, I'll get it. Don't do that. Let them serve you. Let them serve you. That's what I'm talking about here. Playing this game of release, of allowing them to also give to you, as opposed to you being, I love you so much. I feel so much for you. This feels so right. You're my person. This is it. I'm going to do all the things. No, let them participate in the relationship, in building the dynamic. People need that. We need baby steps. We need small talk. We need hellos, how are yous, how's the weather? We need that. It's part of the dance because it helps build that foundation so that people feel like they are participating in this relationship. I totally get the desire to like just lunge at someone and just love them. Just let me love you. I totally get that. But I also get the dynamic of like, I want to feel like you love me for me, not who you think I am. And you might have really loved them or cared about them for them, but when it comes out in a certain way, it looks like you like me for what you think I am, who I am in your head, not who I really am, because I don't feel like you really know me to give me as much as you've been giving me, right? At whatever level that this dynamic has happened at. So there is something to be said about the dance in relationships and dynamics, the dance of holding back a little bit, not to hold back as in to withhold necessarily, but leaving space for the other person to meet you, for them to play their part, for them to also feel that they're participating in the dynamic, that they've earned or that they're worthy of, because we all have worth issues, right? On this one end, I want you, you're mine, yes. And they could go, I didn't even do anything. I'm not worthy of all this, what you're giving me. I'm gonna peace out. This isn't it. I want to work for it, right? Like we all have this like worthiness. On your end, it's like maybe you haven't been giving that to yourself, making yourself feel worthy. And so when you get something, you want to make sure like you're working for it and keeping it and holding it down, because this is it. Like it's all worthiness just manifesting itself in different kinds of ways. I hope that you're really understanding what I'm saying here, which is about playing the game. And the game is not playing games. The game is taking turns. In every game, you take turns. I go, you go. I go, you go. I go, you go. There's a balance there. It's a dance. In dancing, there's a leader and a follower. In certain types of games, you switch roles, right? Like in one moment, this one's shining, another one, this one's shining. It's part of like the yin and yang of things. Being too much the receiver, being too much the giver, it's fine if there's a moment where things recalibrate. But that's why I'm saying this didn't work out. This person may have felt that it was unearned, that they didn't deserve what you were giving to them, and they didn't do anything to like earn that. And that's why this didn't work out. Let's see a little bit more here about why didn't this work out. We're using the I Love You But deck. I want you, number 4, for your giveaway prompt in the pinned comment to write blessed as your giveaway entry to win the I Love You But Channeled Messages Oracle deck, and some readings, right? So there's going to be 3 winners. One of them will win the deck, the grand prize, but everybody will get readings. So that's kind of exciting. What else? Why didn't this work out? And this is the I Love You But deck. Very happy, okay, to use it at this time. I think we should get one more. Yeah. Right there. We have I Daydream About You and Us, walls up, a week on the rebound. Yeah, I was just thinking this. I think it was too much, too soon, too fast. And that's what I'm also getting from the on the rebound energy. Listen, this deck is good for people who are casually reading or just want to know where it's very easy to read. Their words are right there, right? It's right up there. You can't even see these words because they're in the reverse. Your brain is not gonna fucking like stop it, right? But also if you're a more advanced reader, you are psychic or deeply intuitive, or you flex these muscles and you're well versed in like energies and putting pieces together. On the rebound is not just like rebound, like, and also I don't subscribe to rebound energy being wrong or bad. I think we assign meanings to things. Just because someone is a rebound relationship doesn't mean that it can't go anywhere. There's many people who the rebounds have been the next love of their life. Like, I don't really subscribe to, oh, they're just on the rebound and it's not going to work out. I like, absolutely not. And also someone can be in a phase of rebounding, 2 years, 3 years of rebounding, but isn't that just dating? Like, I don't subscribe to the rebound energy that's dominating. I don't subscribe to the desperate energy that's out here. I think it's just so stifling to true vulnerable expression. I hate it. Anyway, with on the rebound, I really am getting an energy here of somebody who, it was just too much, too fast, too soon. That's what I'm getting. Like, too much, too fast, too soon. I daydream about you and us, walls up, a week. Yeah, I think a week, again, too much, too fast, too soon. But here's the thing, I don't want you to walk away from this feeling bad. I don't think the energy that you approached this person with was necessarily wrong. I don't know how gung-ho you went, necessarily, number 4. Like, don't take this personally in a bad way. That energy that you approached them with is not bad. It's just about grounding it so that you can give something the natural, you can give it as much of a natural blossom as possible, right? Taking some steps back to breathe things in, right? Giving things time. Giving them a good amount of time. Like, yeah, you might be pining. I totally get that with this 9 of Wands and this Page of Wands. Like, I totally get it. It's like, I just want to be honest. I want to be out here. But for those of you who are, when I say game and you're like super averse to me using the word game, I need you to think of it like a playground, okay? Turn taking. I go, you go. I go, you go. I go, you go. I go, you go. Turn taking. In a relationship, it's not just you and your desire and your feelings. It's also them and their desire and their feelings. And when we overdo it, or when we are too, when we don't allow them to participate in the creation of what we're creating, then we're minimizing their role. And we're subconsciously telling them that they don't matter, that they don't get to participate in this relationship. You just want them. But it's like, if they're not participating, if they're not being allowed to participate, if they're not, then they go, well, then you don't want me. You want somebody that you think is me. You want the me in your head, not the real me. I hope you get that. It's about turn taking. It's about giving things balance. You go, I go, and holding yourself, right? Grounding that energy that's like, I just desire this person. You can have that desire, baby. You can even act on it. It's just making sure that you have the like grounding. It's just grounding, right? The balance of giving the room, the space to breathe and pass air through it, and letting things have their moment. Each thing have the moment. Have the small talk have a moment. Talk about the weather. Talk about, the game on Saturday. Talk about, the shoes. Talk about, the lines. The lines are so long. Talk about the food tastes so good. Oh, okay, you cook with chicken. I know this. I'm harping on this because like I'm so related to this energy. This is the energy I come with. Like I am about it, and I have no shame about it. I am very easy to love. I make it very, very easy. But I've also realized that if I don't allow a man, I'm attracted to men, to prove himself, not even prove himself, I don't want to use these words, to feel like he has also played a part, then I'm robbing myself of experiencing him fully because I'm just living in a dream with my feelings, right? Those feelings, he didn't give them to me. I have them. They were born when I looked at him or something. But when he acts, I get to actually ground those feelings in something that is unique to him. And every time I've done that, folks, it has always been so beautiful. When I see him as a real person and him acting and how he treats me as opposed to the fantasy I'm sort of like playing out because of how I feel. And it's also good because then you start seeing whether or not this person is really the person you have in your head. But I just really hope you understand what I'm saying here. It's about turn taking. It's about giving people the chance to feel like they've earned something. People like that. That's why incentives fucking work in reality. Like, I was just talking to my father about this. Like, incentives in the workplace, incentives in love, incentives are, if you give people things, they don't always appreciate it. But when they worked for something, when they feel like I really did like do this, this, and this, that's why, people are like, I gave you the best years of my life and I gave you children and I did this for you. I made these sacrifices for you. Like, that's why it hurts so much because they've done so much, right? So give this person a chance to also serve you. Wow, I'm saying it as though this is currently active. If it is currently active, cool. But why it didn't work out is because this person didn't feel like they earned it. Right? Humility is blessing, something about unearned gift, blah, 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 respectfully. But it's like someone, you didn't earn it. And it's like, be humble about it. And that's, I think, for both of you here. But yeah, and exchanging gifts is definitely about energy exchange. Being too much of the giver in your dynamics being something that, if you really think about it, we don't have time for me to go into it, but there's something very insidious about that. There is. I had to really think about myself a lot. Everything I talk about in these readings, I've been through it because I do a lot of personal development, a lot of personal deep soul searching. Like, I'm my number 1 client, my number 2 client, and my number 3 client when it comes to my personal life and like doing the channel as well. So it can be kind of insidious when you think of yourself as only the giver and you have to be the giver. Like, there's just something very about that. It's not a bad thing to be a giver, to want to give and love your people. It's not bad. Please don't fucking take that don't take that as a message from this. Cause I need you to like go do your self work on that. Like, I can't handle it. I need to just go do your self work on that. And when you come back in the future after doing that work, you will completely click with this reading. If you're clicking with this reading now and you're like, I get it, I do see how me giving is me depriving this person of their role in this dynamic, and it's also depriving me of truly having the experience that I want, that I'm actually afraid of because I'm taking control of the situation because I don't believe I can have it. that's a little bit of a sampler of like what that insidious energy is, but we're going to keep it moving. I think we're done here. So your prompt was blessed. This thing didn't work out because of that. I think there was an equal energy give and take, whether this was them or you. There's that there. Someone, you know, it may have felt right, and it felt so right that that was kind of maybe taken for granted in the forms of doing the dance that comes with a relationship, and the little rituals that have to be done, not because they're people really hate small talk and they want to go straight to the deep stuff, but small talk is definitely like a part of creating like the little pebbles in the foundation of the deeper stuff. You can always go back, and the higher you build, it's just little things like that I really noticed, that like you gotta dance, you gotta play the game, you gotta do the turn taking, you gotta go through some of these rituals sometimes, because they really do help calm the energy and ground it into something real and like really real, based in reality. So I wish you everything, my friend. Keep it light and good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow, because I'm going to be here tomorrow for damn near everyday love readings. And make sure you hit the bell when you subscribe, because do subscribe. Giveaway winners can only be subscribers. Do hit the bell, because you'll get your blessing, because I go live and I do free readings. Who doesn't want a free reading? If you do want a fuller length personal reading, which I suggest, the link for that is in the description box below. It's lumiere.live. And if you would like the deck to buy for yourself, the link should be either on the website or even in the description box below. I wish you everything, my friend. Keep your light on and good luck. Bye-bye. Hey, number 6. Oh my god. Okay. Number 6. Why didn't it work out? Like I was saying to the other piles, like I really do wonder sometimes why. Like it felt so right. Why didn't it work out? It's a lot of cards. Bottom of the deck. Imagine. If something felt so good, like how dare it have the actual audacity to not work out? Why it feels so good then? Like what is that? I don't know about you, but it genuinely grinds my gears. Especially in professional spaces, but also in love. That dude felt so right. Like why did it crash and just burn, honey? What happened? What was that? Oh. Yeah, I thought so. Still feels like that. Okay. Oh boy. Okay. Poised, building blocks, serendipity, breathe, milk and honey to the sea. What else? These want to come out, so there we have it. Bottom of the deck really wants to like speak to you. There's a lot of messages here. If you've been wanting to get a reading about this, even if this is maybe like a past connection, it might be healing for you to get a personal reading on it, so that you can calm your energy around it, or at least ground it in something where you feel seen and heard by spirit, and just sort of like have that sort of like venting for you. Okay. There's so many cards here. I don't know how that really helped. Okay. It felt so right. Why didn't it work out? There's something here about spirit sort of asking you, did it, oh, that's really not expecting that. Did it really feel so right? Did it really feel, there we go. Did it really feel as right as you thought it did? I don't think so. And I think you know that. So unless this pile are my people who are like, I mean, it didn't feel that right, but like I still want to know why it didn't work out. Maybe that's my people here. But yeah, I'm kind of getting a did it really feel right? Did it really feel right? Like if you really think about it, number 6, did it really feel right? You know? And I think for you it may have, I mean, I'm not gonna like, yeah. For those of you that you're like, yeah, Luz, it did actually feel right. I think there was a moment where it stopped feeling right. And there's something here about like your brain, like your oh, this is intense. This is a lot of messages. This is no wonder Spirit was my head hurts. There's so many messages coming in. Okay, Spirit, I'm gonna have to ask you to hold space for me right now and remind me of the messages that you are giving me if I forget them. Number 1, what fuck, there's so many messages here. Number 6, I can't. Number 1, I said it. Was it really right? Number 2, it was right, but it stopped being right and you ignored that. Number 3, it felt right. You prayed about it. You meditated on it. You leveled up and it stopped being right. And that's why it didn't work out. Okay? You grew and you outgrew it. The level that you were going was no longer vibrating at the level that this thing was. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay small for a person? You could. Some people do make that choice all the time, actually. Are you going to step into your higher being? This is where like shit becomes real, right? A lot of us want that growth, want that spiritual growth, but it comes with sometimes shedding. Often. And we often think that it's going to shed the parts of us that we don't like and shed our, I don't know what I was going to say, our loserness. Whoa, I've never said that before in my life. But it's going to shed our loserness or whatever. It's going to shed, all the unsavory stuff, and we're going to grow and we're going to glow. But sometimes you lose, not even lose, it sheds certain friendships. There's nothing wrong with them. It just, you're not vibrating at the same level anymore. It shakes off certain jobs, certain clothes, certain places that you hang out at. It just doesn't vibe anymore. There's nothing wrong with those things or those people. They're not bad. They're not evil. They're not behind your back trying to fuck you over. No, it's just not in your energy anymore. Like you're vibrating in a different plane of existence and they're in this plane of existence. That's what I think I should say. Levels make it a hierarchy. It is, but they're just in different planes now. You've hopped planes to a plane that is better suited for this new vibration that is higher for you. And that is operating at a different left-right vibration plane that isn't for you anymore. And sometimes that happens to our relationships as well. We level up, we grow, and we out-vibrate them. We outgrow them. Oh, there's an interesting question. Did they outgrow you, or did you outgrow them? There's an interesting question. Who outgrew who here? That's tough. So think about that. If you are checking for somebody from the past and you're like, what did happen? I thought we were da-da-da-da-da. Maybe they outgrew you. Maybe they started vibrating in a different plane. Or they just didn't even it wasn't like a level up or a level down. They just started vibrating in a different plane of existence. Or you did. I know couples that this happened to, and someone became, and I'm going to say this in a leveled way because this person became absolutely fucking evil in my perspective. And they started vibrating on a lower vibration and they became incredibly abusive. The plane of existence that they matched into after meeting certain people and creating friendships with those people, they became abusive. It happens. Anyway, someone in this dynamic started operating on a different plane, different level plane of existence. And that's why this thing didn't work out. It may have been right at some point, but it wasn't anymore. I wonder if that's imagined. I think, yeah, someone, let's say you, started wanting more for their life. Maybe more for your relationships, could be, but maybe just more for your life. Maybe someone broke out and wanted to go for business or self-improvement or education or I don't know, whatever, eating better. And that leveled them up in a certain way, took them to a different plane of existence, and that plane didn't include this person, and that's why it didn't work out. I was reading a Reddit story recently. I really like reading about human pieces. I studied psychology, and all my credentials are just very human heavy focused. And in my spare time, it's what I do as well. I study humanity, I study humans' emotions and all that stuff. And that's what probably makes me a great coach. That's right. I will toot my own horn because I think I'm amazing. And it also informs my reading style. You can say what you want about how I read, but I digress. So on Reddit, this lady was talking about how her husband left her, a little catchy title was "My husband left me because I became too attractive." She was going through depression. She had babies, I think 2 babies, and she was going through depression, and she didn't want to live like that anymore. She didn't want to live like that anymore. And she made a choice to start eating better, moving more, doing yoga and moving her body and replenishing her body and being nurturing to her body. She lost weight. She started looking, better, and that she was taking better care of herself, taking pride in her appearance. Those two are not synonymous, by the way. Looking great and losing weight is not synonymous. But for her and her story, that's what she was saying. She was saying she lost weight, started taking better care of her hair, her skin, her clothing, right? And she would get a lot of compliments out in public. And I think her husband would make these side jokes about, being married to an XYZ or whatever. But she noticed he started becoming really certain kinds of way. And then she discovered the dude was cheating on her with someone. And, that's when he said, "Oh, I feel invisible. I feel like, da 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 da." And it's like, that's all his stuff, But that's instead of him also going, "You know what? My wife is leveling up. I'm going to do the same." Instead, he went to a different plane or stayed in that plane because my girl bossed the fuck up and went to her own plane. And her issue now was, do I go back down to this plane? And this is me talking about levels because this is a situation where I will. Do I go back to that plane where I make him feel bigger, make myself feel smaller and miserable? Or do I stay being a boss ass bitch? And they had kids, right? So it was complicated. So when I say people do stay small to stay small, they stay small. And that's a decision that you get to make. Being small, it's fine. If you decide it's fine. But when you're leveling up, sometimes you do outgrow certain circumstances and certain vibrations, and they bubble up to the surface. It's like a detox, and you see them and it's like, oh man. So I feel like this is something that in the vicinity of what happened in this dynamic. It felt good and she was happy with him. And now, she's realizing without him that they have 2 kids, but the person she's like, I have so much time on my hands because I'm not cleaning stuff up the way I used to. She would still make his lunch, make his dinner, cook for him every day, clean after him, take care of the home. And she got a job, a better paying job. My girl fucking fucked it up. You know what I mean? Like, she freaking blew up. Like, she built herself up, baby. She dominated her own inner demons. And that's amazing. And he did not like that. That called out his own stuff on the inside. And anyway, so she realized later on that the cleaning she was doing was largely his messes. And she's like, actually, my kids didn't leave this mess. That dude did. And she's still definitely going through this mourning process because, her marriage. And she's trying to teach her son that she's hoping that her son doesn't absorb the father's behavior of thinking women should XYZ or men should ABC, like those dynamics of like things children are learning. And she's afraid of how her son's going to take this in. And girl, there's a lot. I call her a girl, but girl, there's a lot going on in that story. And I pray for her. I had to say a little prayer for her. And I was like, baby, I'm going to pray for you. I don't know if it was Reddit, actually. It was on Snap. I watch a lot of my stuff on Snap. And there's this like confessions or whatever that Snap has, and like their discovery, whatever. And I really like their human pieces. I think they're really interesting. Anyway, that's what I'm really kind of, that vibe of like, you outgrow somebody, or you hop a different plane of existence. You hop into a new reality, and you can't take them with you because they don't want to go with you. There's so many couples online who you go, we were like this, and now look at us now, and they're bossing up their lives. They've up leveled, and they did it together. Maybe he started, or maybe she started, or someone started, and they did it together as a team, right? So sometimes your partner goes with you, and they grow with you, and you urge each other on, and it's beautiful. And sometimes, no, what you thought was beautiful, all that glitters, like what you thought was great, what you thought was symbiotic, what you thought would be great, is give your relationship a chance, was just deception. It was rotten. There was something rotten underneath that was now exposed. The truth, the clarity was ugly underneath. And those are hard feelings to digest and deal with as the other person who's getting green over someone improving their life. I feel left out. I feel unseen. I feel small. I'm not doing that to you. You're doing it. You're taking that. That's a misunderstanding. Anyway, that's really what I'm seeing here, my friends. Milk and honey to the seas. It's a journey. This is a journey. I'm wondering if there's anything else. I mean, there's so many messages here. Serendipity in the reverse talks about, like, those numbers at 18, of course. It talks about thinking that something was so right for you, and then being just sorely disappointed that it isn't, which is this whole reading. Perhaps you felt almost certain that serendipitous events were meant to lead to something better. It was supposed to be the perfect business, or that person you gave your heart to was supposed to be the one, yet it all fell apart. Consider that sometimes synchronicity and serendipity come together to lead you directly into difficulties in order to deliver an important lesson that you need to learn before you hit the jackpot. Don't get caught up in the drama of disappointment. There really is a silver lining in this cloud. Spirit knows always what you need and is guiding you to where you are meant to go. Pay attention to the signs presented to you. I really like when I look at serendipity in reverse, it just makes me, it's such a trigger for me, because that's been like very significant parts of my life have been that, where I'm like, this felt so right. It felt so freaking right. Why didn't it work? Like, for what purpose did I have to go through this? But more so, how can I trust that feeling of it being right? You know, that is really the most damaging part, that not trusting the feeling. We're now to the point where when something feels right, it's accompanied immediately by fear, anxiety, stress, and just emotions that suck, that weigh this beautiful feeling inside me, right? So the message of it, and as much as it's a fucking trigger, is that, hey, that was a sample. Oh, Spirit, you can do better. Spirit, do better. Spirit, do better. Spirit, do better. What you mean? It's just a sample. Ooh, meant to build you. Ooh, you're not ready for it yet. Ooh, but it's coming. Oh, I just, it's tough in these streets. That's why it didn't work out. It wasn't for you for then, and it was really just helping build you. Okay. Number 6, you need a prompt to put in the pinned comment. The pinned comment in the comments below, in order to win the I Love You Butt deck and many readings, and a couple of readings actually. This is the grand prize, but the other prizes get readings, which I'm so happy to do. I am available for personal readings though, so come through. Also consider joining the membership, as when I go live, so if you hit the subscribe, which you should, and then click the bell for all notifications, then you'll be notified when I go live and I do like free readings and stuff like that. And if you're a member of the channel, you get so many extra perks. Like, I feed my people. I feed my people. Look, I don't think you can stay small. I don't think you can stay small. I just imagine you just can't. You just can't. You just can't. And yeah. Oh, so you need your giveaway. You need your giveaway prompt. I need you to write in the pinned comment. This is your phrase. It's planes of existence. That's your prompt. Planes of existence. PLANES space of space existence. EXISTENCE. Planes of existence. Because yeah. What else? Why didn't this work out? This message needs to leave me alone. He's just haunting the reading. I think you overreacted. You know what? You overreacted. Yeah, let's meet halfway. And I think you tried. I think even they tried, maybe. It was people who weren't being themselves. You know, it was tough. I don't think this person, I think, yeah, I'm not vilifying this person or anything like that. I'm really not. It's just, we all vibrate differently. And sometimes we're not ready to move to a plane of existence that someone else is on. We're still fulfilling our story in our current circumstances, you know? So I just feel like you tried. You did. I see that with relationship. Give your relationship a chance. I know you tried. But it wasn't you. It wasn't you. It was like choking you in your throat. I broke you forever, not just for now. This is your commitment to yourself and your growth. I think you just really realized, or are maybe still having trouble realizing. This is tough to realize that it's either you or the other person. That's tough because obviously you want the other person. It feels so right. You want the other person. And, you know, if it comes at your detriment, many people would take it. But I think you reached a point in your personal growth where you couldn't make the choice to be the person that you needed to be with this person, because you wanted to be this new person, this new part of you, this shedded skin of you. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is you. Yeah, in the far future. Yeah, it's just, it's tough. It's honestly tough on both ends. It is tough on both ends. It's hard to see your partner doing better. It does make you feel small. It does make you feel some type of way, and you're, you know, not going to take it out on yourself. Maybe you will, but that anger is going to be positioned towards that person. I don't understand that as a me. Like, I don't understand that. I don't do that. If I do, I'm really good at catching myself and going, okay, Luce, this is, and I go, yeah, I know, Luce. And I just have this like, yeah, Luce, we got to get out of here. Luce, yeah, Luce, we got to go think about ourselves. Type thing when I catch myself being green towards somebody. So I don't understand being green towards somebody's success, but I know a lot of people suffer, and I am going to use the word suffer from that ailment of being green about other people's successes. And I can show compassion for that. That's tough, especially when it makes you feel like you can't control your life, but that's a choice. I mean, let's talk about it. That's a choice. It's a choice that we make to put what we put in our mouths. It's a choice what we make to spend our money on. It's a choice that we make we make choices all the time, and we also make non-choices. I mean, like the opposite of those choices. So, and sometimes it is really about also like mental state. So this is tough for the other person to see someone glowing up and growing. It's hard. It's very much like makes you look at your life and go, oh, whoa, I feel small, I feel less than, I don't like how this feels, and I'm gonna run away, I'm gonna leave, I can't be around this glow up. So for some of you, this person may have just left, and I think you may have caught wind of this person feeling some type of way, and you tried, but it was difficult. Like, you can't, it has to be them. They have to be the one to be accepting and open and okay with where they're at, and they're not okay with where they're at, especially in juxtaposition with like you and you're glowing up. That's tough. My heart goes out to that. But yeah, I think that's really what it was. You have the sweetest heart, I know. Yeah, it's hard. It's very hard. It's very hard when the world shows you something about yourself that you've been hiding or didn't want to look at. It's very hard, especially when it shows it to us in the form of like our loved ones. I think this person, I mean, I don't know. I'm not seeing... I mean, for somebody to be that affected, then I think they did have like feelings for you as well. You know what I mean? Like, if my neighbor gets a promotion to work for the White House, I'll be like, hell yeah, that's so exciting, but I'm not going to feel some type of way about it. But I'm not prone to feel some type of way about it. I'd be like, hell yeah, people are doing shit. I gotta like step up my game. But, and some people are just more prone to taking like other people's good news negatively and make it mean something negative about them. And sometimes it's hard to even avoid overcoming that in the moment because it's someone so close to you, maybe, and it makes you feel some type of way about yourself because it's just repeatedly seeing this person over and over again. So this is tough. I think that's why this thing ended. It felt so right, but I don't think they could hang. And I'm not sure if that's on them or just their mental state. And maybe they can catch up one day in the future. But I think, yeah, this person couldn't hang, or you couldn't hang, right? It could be you left because they were shining and you felt small. And maybe this person did not have time for you. In reality, maybe you didn't have time for the other person, right? That could also be a real thing, loose, like real actual stuff. You know, maybe someone didn't have time for the other person because they were doing so much in their life or their business, and that's why this thing didn't work out, right? They were so dedicated to something else that's why it didn't end up becoming true, but it also sort of triggered some aspects of, well, I want to do better as well. I don't know, I'm just getting I am getting that the other party does want to improve as well, like does want to grow deeper into themselves in a way that is conducive to a better life and self-concept and the like. I don't know why I'm getting that, but like I am. So sometimes you have to go through it. You really do. So anyway, number 6, I'll see you next time. I am here tomorrow. This is damn near everyday love readings. This one was, you know, the way it was. I hope it, oh, yeah, that's right. I hope that it served you in the way that it did. And I am available for personals. You can also join the membership, become a member, support the channel. I would love that. And I think you would too. I feed my members well. I have a really high they stick around rate, re-enrollment. Like, I think I feed my members well. I try to take care of them. So if you'd like to become a member, support the channel in that way, I would love to have you and give you perks when I go live. So don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified when I go live so you can catch a blessing. All right. I wish you everything, my friend. Keep your light on. Good luck. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.